The province came up with these grizzly bear habitat maps, and I looked at their maps, and none of these maps had areas where there was grizzly bear habitat on the islands. So we said, well, we know there's bears on those islands. I've been watching those bears for the last 5-6 years. So I phoned the province and I told them there's grizzly bears there, and they said I'm not a scientist or biologist, and that I had no credibility in that scientific community.
There's 2 then?
3. Because that one just walked this way, so that's a totally different bear. It's just the cub.
Is it?
Yeah.
Holy.
That's the mother right there, sniffing the camera. So I knew that I had to develop a relationship with academic institutions and try and find the resources to get out there and fund some projects so that we can get out there and ground truth it.
My name is Christina Service. I'm a graduate student at the University of Victoria at the Raincoast Hackeye Lab.
I am Laura Grant, and I'm a field technician with the Spear Bear Research Foundation, as well as a research assistant with the Hackeye Raincoast Lab at the University of Victoria.
So when we first came out here in the spring, early May, we set up these barbed wire corrals. So we basically build a barbed wire fence and then build a pile with sticks and moss and lots of woody debris meant to mimic a kill. And then we use a non-reward bait and create a really nasty, nasty smell on that pile to attract those bears in. And it's non-reward in the sense there's no calories involved, so the bears aren't getting habituated, but it does draw them in.
Either they go underneath the wire, or they go over top of the wire and leave hair from their legs or their belly. And then we can go and collect that hair, and in that hair possesses the genetic code that's unique to every individual bear.
We can run different hormone techniques to see what sort of nutritional stress these bears are under. For males, how much testosterone they had in the last year of hair growth, and for females, whether or not they're pregnant, sort of the same hormones that are in us and humans as mammals. We can also look to see how much salmon they ate the previous year and what proportion of their diet that was. And also just, we know that this is an individual bear now, and if we detect an individual here at Watson Bay, we can also see if it's moving around the territory and how it's moving across seasons and across years.
Well, what we wanted to do is we wanted to make sure that we're collecting our data in the same way, because if we're collecting our data in the same way, then we can look for patterns between territories so that everybody has access to a lot more information than we would if we only did our own project.
Science is basically adding to those arguments that we already have as Aboriginal people.
We've always had an understanding of bears and had a feel for what it's like to live with them. But to have that whole science side of it, the whole genetics piece to it, really adds a lot of weight to it and gives us a lot of what some people might call sound science.
They base how many bears they're allowed to kill in a year on what they believe are the current population dynamics. But if they've changed sufficiently to change the bear's behavior, then there's something out of balance out there. And considering how dependent they are on the fish, and the fish stocks are falling all over the place, then I can't see how those population estimates can be correct.
The scary part for me about the hunting and killing of bears is that we really don't know how many are there. I mean, generally we know deforestation, climate change, declining salmon runs are all impacting the bear. I would rather protect them and have them here for thousands of years to come, rather than pretend we know what is going on and allow the needless killing of them.